welcome back to Writing Homestuck. We got Mason, Arthur, and June here with me today, as well as, of course, me.
Nah.
Hi. Oh shit, I'm not here. Okay, guys.
Mineral.
I guess,
I'll show now.
just go ahead like this.
Rock, paper, scissors for who gets control. You guys go first.
Anyway.
No, you can run out.
You don't want that.
Just forfeit. She ain't about that life. She ain't about the YouTuber life.
I ain't about that, sorry. No offense.
So, as you can tell either by the title, the thumbnail, or what's on screen right now, we're now doing the post-scratch session in this episode, or at least the first bit of it. We're not doing all of it, because that would be like 8 hours. And I don't want to do that.
It's crazy. No, I don't want that.
We split it. Because we're... Well, I was about to say we're sane individuals, but at the very barest minimum, that's wrong for at least one of us.
Alright, who are you calling out?
Myself.
That's...
The call was coming from inside the house on this one, and I knew it was.
The call was coming through the mirror.
So, in this episode, we are, of course, going to be showing off the images of these characters that you may well have seen the silhouettes of in the thumbnail. I say may well have. You might not have looked at the thumbnail. You might not be able to see the thumbnail for all manner of reasons. For all manner of reasons. You know? But we're going to be showing those off.
This guy, 10 guys. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just default. But we're also going to be doing the pre-game stuff and the entry stage stuff. In this one. Pre-game.
Yes. Very good.
Yes. So, let us start off with images. Right. Before we get to the stuff we're really looking forward to, I will just quickly throw out here. I decided to do the accurate images for Friendsim Opal.
Oh.
Because if you remember, I accidentally sent her to Durst. So she has a new sign. Aquo. I don't remember what Aquo is the sign of, but I'll put it on screen.
Damn, you gave yourself a friend. Well done.
Hey, I gave myself a friend by accident in a different episode.
Nah, don't worry.
Alright.
I'll make it canon.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so, whose sprites do we want to see first of the post-scratch crew, everybody? For the time being, I will just be showing off their normal sprites, but I do have their Dream Moon sprites to show off later. But for right now,
let Mason go first. Let him go
Mason,
first.
take your pick. Who would you like to see first?
I would first like to see our two favourite knights, Michael and Perciv.
Okay, which one first, though?
Let's start with Perciv.
Perciv! Here you go. Here is Perciv Pendra. Does his armor kind of look like cardboard? Little bit. Was that on purpose? Not remotely. But it's what it looks like.
Is that like a medal?
No, it's the, if you remember, we discussed he had, well, you the audience won't remember because we did this off camera, but we discussed he had like a piece of parchment sort of like with a wax seal on his armor, and that's
I see. Yeah, it does. It looks like
that's the parchment and
like
the wax
that, yeah.
seal. Hence the all squiggly lines around it, because wax, it doesn't really go normally when you're doing it on like a curved surface, like say a breastplate. You know, it's not a perfect circle. It's not going to be a perfect circle. Especially if it's done semi-haphazardly. And next up, Michael Shade. There he is.
Oh my god.
Full edge, very, very edgy, and
What's his name?
Interesting hairstyle as well. What was that about Lego Ninjago?
Reminds me, what's his name from Lego Ninjago?
What, Morrow?
Is it Morrow?
Are you talking about...
Lloyd. Lloyd.
Oh, just Lloyd. Oh, well, yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of Lloyd, but it reminds me more of Morrow.
Right? He was the green
Yeah, Lloyd is... Well, spoilers for Ninjago Season 1, Lloyd is the Green Ninja. I thought you were talking about, let me find a better image of him. Here, I thought you were talking about this guy.
now.
Mild, Ninjago spoilers. I thought you were talking about this guy.
I don't know that guy.
Well, if you...
I only watched
if you've
of season 1.
If you've watched Ninjago, you might understand where I'm coming from with this. He's a fantastic character. He's actually in my voice reserves.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Couple things about Michael here. As you can obviously see, other than the Super Saiyan 3 singular bang at the front, the hairstyle is very Sonic the Hedgehog. And
Yep.
I continued this by the fact that you see those shoes there?
Mm-hmm.
Ripped wholesale from Scourge the Hedgehog. Literally one to one, that's his shoes.
We are creative.
Because I was doing the rest of the thing, rest of the outfit, and I went, hang on a minute, black and green. Now who do I know who has a black and green cut? And so I just nicked his shoes. And an extra one for Michael. Let's get rid of that mask.
Beneath the mask. Oh!
Yeah, you got a face scar.
Whoa.
Big ol'
Whoa.
face scar.
Damn.
Alright. Who next? Now that we have seen our two knights, who's next? June, you volunteered Mason, so now I'm volunteering you to pick.
Let's see. Nemina.
Alright.
But not Nemina.
Well, not Nemina. Exmir.
Sorry. Exmir, that's his name.
You fully forgot his name. There he is.
I'm a bit
Oh, I love that.
out of it.
Waistcoat
Oh, yeah.
sort of thing, yeah. Got the chain that we talked about.
I'm sensing a theme.
Ah, yes, the chain.
What? The hair keeps gradually becoming more and more of a widow's peak.
Don't worry, that theme ends with those three.
You know, Vegeta would be a valid troll name.
Yep, that is 6 letters.
Before.
We probably did. When we were talking about
say it again. We'll
Dragon Ball
say it
character
again.
heights.
June, fuck it. Mason pick 2. You pick another one. Who else? Who's next?
We want to just get all of the men out the way.
All the guys out of the way. Save, in your obvious opinion, the best for last. Fair enough.
I
Next
mean,
up,
I
then.
wouldn't put it like that. I was just saying we kind of had a theme going.
Next up, Lewis Masson, and I'll post them both at the same time, with and without the hat.
Oh, yes.
There he is.
Oh, that's perfect.
That man is going to trip over his tatch. It is going to become an obstacle.
And I'm glad that you strongly adhered to my more hair than could possibly be under the hat request.
Yep.
It's
More
brilliant.
hair than is realistically feasible. And there it is. And it's also, in case you're wondering, audience, what happened to his horns? It's just in the hair. They're
Yeah.
in the hair. The horns are no longer visible due to being just cloaked.
You will have
in
to
the
search
hair.
for 40 days and 40 nights to find the horns within the hair.
And even then, you
God
might not
damn,
make
you
it.
have to search a biblical amount of time.
And
Yep.
it's a biblical amount of hair.
Because, by God...
By God. Arthur, which two of the girls do we want to post first? We've got August, we've got Callie, we've got Vivian, and we've got Iridia.
Go for Iridia.
Okay, we'll go for Iridia, and which other one do we want to go for after Iridia? August and Iridia. Alright. So, August first or Iridia, just to clarify.
I don't really mind.
Well, I've got Iridia selected currently. So here she is. Iridia Hill. Look at this goober.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Look at this goober. The goggles are a little wonky, but
The goggles.
I like them. The way they look when they're up makes them look like they're like incredibly thick.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like it looks like they're wearing.
like there's some real depth to them.
Makes them look like it is straight up like a big red button you could push. That's just on there.
Yeah.
Like there's that group of guys who play music by hitting them. Like 4 or 5 board guys that play songs by just hitting the buttons and each other.
Alright. And next up, August Kirara. Look at that sheer level of bedhead.
Wow.
God damn.
And now it is up to me to choose, so you know what, I'll save Vivian for last. So, next up, we have Callie Kermis.
Oh.
Oh, angry. Very angry.
Fuming. I will say, a couple of instructions were unclear, so I decided to just go with giant neck shackle with a little bit of chain on it, which I think works, honestly.
I also like this sort of crescent moon
I don't
face
remember what
paint.
direction that was, but yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Well, it's not crescent moon, it's just because of the way, you know, because the way the angle is, it's
Oh, right.
side on, it's kind of like a half and half, but
Oh, okay.
it kind of is. It's crescent in the way that the moon, the crescent moon kind of works, of like,
Meh.
it's a matter of angles and perspective a little bit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Of like the Earth is kind of in the way, but in this it's kind of like things have turned a bit. I don't know.
So if you were to look at Callie head on, it would be like a split down the middle.
It'd be a split down the middle if you were looking at her.
I see. Okay, yeah,
Dead
that's
on,
cool.
yeah. And lastly, Vivian Luster.
Ah.
Fire.
Hell yes. There are some
I love the
other
heart locket.
Yeah, I will say, there are some other characters that I'm going to be showing off. But before we do that, we gotta get started on the file itself. Oh, I forgot to put in a, let me just,
Ah, good old general points.
yeah, gotta put in some general points. So, we got the pre-entry. Now, of course, before we do anything about the characters, we got some stuff about the world to establish. Because this is a whole new world. We ain't on Alternia anymore, we are on,
Don't
as we
you dare
coined
close
it,
your eyes.
we are on, as we called it, After Us. So,
What happened after us?
I've got some general points I want to put down here. After Us is in general, it's effectively That's the quickest and easiest way to summarize it. This is the world Niemina was after. This is effectively a timeline where, due to being an ancestor and living ages and ages ago, and also due to there being no equivalence of, say, the Condus, or anyone like that, in this timeline, or at the very least, this, due to the double scratching, none of the equivalents of the original Homestuck cast are here. So Niemina had all the time in the world and was borderline unopposed. So he just won. He just straight won in this timeline.
CHSIA, I believe. Yeah. Or, I don't know. Something like that.
Hey, I ain't fushy about it.
Push.
I made one joke, I get 5 minutes off.
Okay.
Time to eat an entire sleeve of custard creams.
Yeah, custard creams.
Right. Those are the very... one more thing. Two more things.
I thought you were about to walk fucking head.
I'm sorry, Arthur. Please don't speak with your mouth full.
I thought you were, instead of writing exist thanks to Xander, I thought you were going to write exist thanks to Xmas. So what did Christmas do?
It's the most rainbow drinker time of the year? Oh, sorry,
yes?
I would assume that'd be the
Drinkmas.
Altanian equivalent of like Halloween. Because
Drinkmas.
like color, like a bunch of colors is scary.
Stupid bloody extraneous comment. Shit. So these are the basic essential facts about After Us that need to be known. Right off the bat. So the world Niemina wanted. Lime bloods exist, fuchsias are called a hatching, so violets are now the highest caste. Rainbow drinkers are known to exist because Xander was not a pariah like the Dolorosa was, but was instead a very famous help for Niemina's world. And because of that, Jades now train young trolls in intense combat, but they're still housed and raised by Lusite. I'll add a they here, because it's a bit vague as to what I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
There. So, these are the baseline facts. Rainbow drinkers are no longer myths, because it's like there's one really famous guy who may well still be alive at this stage, where there's video footage. There's like full, unfalsifiable video footage of like, yep, nope, that's vampire powers. Okay, yeah, that's fully real. Like, people have publicly seen this post-scratch Xander glowing, blasting around at ludicrous speeds that should not be possible. It's like verifiably, yep, that's real.
Hooray.
So these are the basic facts. And
Hooray!
because of this, Michael has some trolls under his tutelage.
Aha.
Wards, as I've called them. All of the trolls that are under a Jade's tutelage are their wards. So, I'm gonna go in hemospectrum order. At the bottom, we have, and I swear this was just randomized. I swear I put this on a randomizer and it spit out a night of breath. So obviously I went for the Sonic reference.
Yep.
I had to. It gave me it was on a silver platter. I couldn't not take this.
You know,
Next.
that jacket.
Sonic is known for breathing. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, Sonic does breathe.
Yeah.
Quick Sonic facts. Sonic usually
Sonic
breathes.
Usually. Sometimes he is underwater.
You know, there was a brief point in time in Sonic 06 where he didn't.
This is truth. This is none of
And
what
you know-
we're telling you is lies. Yeah.
Version of David's jacket.
And I will say also, that was fully unintentional, but works.
Yeah, I mean it works
Right.
considering the Sandavist and this is what you do.
Alright. Now, the next cast has 2 examples, so does anyone have a coin nearby, or anything else we can use to randomly decide shit?
Number 2.
You have a coin underneath your
haven't-
stack of cutlery.
No, I just landed on something.
Amazing. Right, well, I'll show you the one that's alphabetically second. Oh yes, and the gold blood here is named Takis Ogilvy, because I had to include the reference.
Ogilvy.
This one
I see what you did there.
is Mazuma Loiti. And here's her without the shades. She is one of the 2 Lime Bloods under Michael's tutelage.
Yes. Lime Bloods.
Lime!
We get to use something that we haven't really seen ever.
Which does mean now
Yay.
that, aside from Fuchsia Bloods, all casts are known to be represented in this series.
In before the brown
The
bloods.
Condis 2!
Goddess 2! Anyway, here's the other Lime Blood, Lonid Esperi.
Oh, cool.
Very much the calm monk type. Funnily, I will tell you one fact about, I'll tell you one fact about each of these characters. Takis it's just Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, it's 1-to-1, really. Personality-wise, it's kind of 1-to-1, just with more eye blasts. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Mazuma here, I mean, I don't think I need to tell you this, but very materialistic. Her personality is basically the perfect, horrendous mix between the worst girl boss influencer you know and the worst rise and grind manifester influencer you know. As one.
Okay.
And what was Mazuma's class spect?
Mazuma, I believe... Oh yeah, it was Seer of Life.
Ah.
Oh, I've seen those 2.
And then, Lonid here is a Sylph of Mind, and... Now, you can get his general vibe by looking at him,
Flurry of blows.
but what if I told you... Doesn't use fist kind. Rocket launcher
Is
kind.
it?
I see.
Oh, I see. It he had natural
To study the
training
way
in
of
it,
peace, we
which
must
allowed
first
him to turn
understand
it
the
into
way
a
of
monk
war.
weapon.
If fighting is sure to result in victory, you must fight. Sun Tzu said that,
said that.
and I'd say he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal.
Incredible.
Oh, dear.
Because he invented it, and then he perfected it.
Then
So that no living man could best him in the Ring of Honor. Sorry.
Then
It's
we,
hard not to continue.
unless it's a farm! Anyway, I just had to do the final line.
Yeah, yep.
Just to get
Yep.
to round out the bit early. Next up, Morfla Raphael. She is a, I believe it was Thief of Void, and she uses double Psi kind, hence Raphael, because
Ah, yes.
Ninja Turtle.
Ninja.
Also, I see she has like the double
Ninja.
buns, like that one.
Come on, we're gonna eat pizza again.
Just the
Jump
double
up,
buns,
kick
like
back,
that one
turtle,
girl
round
from that
turtle.
one show where it's the girl chasing like the ninja dude. I forgot what it's called.
Turtle round.
Then we have, jumping way up the Hemo spectrum, from our Olive Blood here to...
Oh, did Numenor not want to eradicate that Hemo spectrum? Is that not something that was like on their priority in this?
That's the thing.
the
Not
higher-
eradicate the Hemo spectrum, effectively eradicate Future Bloods. And just take control himself, effectively, in this. At least in
so,
this.
okay, so it was not an outright.
Yeah. Oh, it kind of wasn't. The greater good here was basically I should be in charge.
I found what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Got Pucker.
Next up, we have
Like the
Mantep
pie.
Nurglin.
Nurgle.
Look at this ugly motherfucker.
Oh, Nurgle.
Yep. Got big old clown shoes. His face paint is
that supposed
upside
to be a
down.
smile?
I
Oh,
think
It's
I
fully
think that's the-
upside down. It's fully upside down face paint. That's supposed to be forehead lines.
the dark
his
hold
mouth is
extracts a heavy
closed.
toll. If his forehead face paint opens its mouth and there's an eye inside.
That
opens up his
fuck.
third eye.
It's
That would be-
just the dark hold.
Fucked.
Oh, the
Oh,
one
yes.
purple blood who has psionics.
But he is a Prince of Doom, and he just like
Hey,
you
Doom
could,
Man.
you could like throw a fucking house at this guy, and he'd just stand there like, dude, that's fucking rude, man. Like he's tanky. Like even by Purple Blood standards, he's tanky, and we've seen Purple Bloods fucking tanky. Like this guy is tanky by tank standards. Insane.
Yeah.
And then we have Isoges Skrian, who she is a heir of rage, and this is definitely her normal and correct outfit. Trust me. And normal and correct sign. Trust me.
Right.
Trust me, guys. Trust me.
I trust. I trust.
Trust me. Oh shit, what's this doing here?
Oh.
Yeah, she's being harbored and hidden by Michael.
So when you said every every member of the Hemo Spectrum besides Fuchsia Blood is now part of the cast, yeah, that was true for about
Well, that was
10
true
minutes.
for about 10 minutes, yes. I was telling the truth at that moment. But yes, now that we've got all of that out of the way, and we're now 30 minutes into the video-ish, the pre-entry period!
Yay!
What are these motherfuckers doing before the game starts? What's their general lives like? What's shit like for these creatures?
Crazy burger.
Yeah, that means
Crazy hamburger!
crazy burger.
Crazy hamburger! Anyway,
Why don't we start at the top and Work our way down.
All right, let's start with
Yeah,
Mike.
because we've already kind of half done Michael.
Yeah, I do suppose we have. Okay, so that sums up most of of Michael's life. Well, that's a good deal of it. I think one more detail I'll add. Because Michael's wards, they're still like mid to late teens. Tucky's is Sonic the Hedgehog aged as well.
Yeah. I like to imagine Taki's mainly uses the psionics to just, like, homing attack.
Yeah, his psionics are telekinesis, like full telekinesis, not Persiv's short range version, like regular telekinesis, and rapid fire eye blast, so he doesn't do like the giant like Solix and Michael, for example. His is just like one eye at a time. Pew, 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 pew. Kind of deal.
So imagine if you gave Sonic a gun and telekinesis.
God damn, it's Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my
All
god.
at once.
It's the Hedgehog.
It's Sonic X Shadow X Silver Generations coming to Nintendo Switch 5 in the year 2037.
Damn, they're getting through Switch versions real fast.
That is sad.
That's so many. That's the
Well, you
two,
know,
three,
the Nintendo Switch
That's
3
the
didn't go so
three.
well.
Yeah, and the four had to be instantly recalled because every model exploded the moment the box opened. There was so many dead. They had to execute Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, rest in peace, Reggie. You would have fixed this issue.
Yeah, it was
Fix
crazy.
this
Doug
issue.
Bowser revealed that he was actually Bowser all along and burned every single Nintendo Switch 4 with his fire breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which for some reason made them all explode.
And
Anyway,
then Satoru
anyway.
Iwata came down from the heavens and went, guys,
and
fucking
said,
stop.
I'm
What the
bringing the Nintendo
fuck,
Switch 5
guys?
directly to you from heaven.
From the kingdom of God. AKA
I promise there'll
me.
be no frame rate drops.
I was elected God 2 years ago.
That's my
He
goal.
would. That's my go. He would.
Yeah.
So, I will come back to Michael if we think of anything funny for him. But for now, what's August up to, Jin?
Sleeping, probably. I mean, if it's not sleeping, it is lying in bed and occasionally messaging friends. That, yeah.
I mean, like, how? So, in the greater context of After Us, how are like the lower castes treated?
Marginally better. Like, it's not much different, but like, there's not a large-scale mandate to actively just kill them.
Nice.
Like,
a ceasefire.
well, a ceasefire is maybe a bit strong a term, but
August just
That's my
doesn't
little
leave the
better.
house, so her neighbors don't know she's there.
I think they honestly think her house is abandoned. I think they honestly think her hive's fully abandoned. Like all,
Just imagining
all of
like
the
a real
Rust-
estate
all of
agent
the
being
other
like,
Rustbloods
yeah,
in
it's
the-
a
in the
nice
neighborhood
place.
just-
Oh, there's somebody in there.
Oh shit. Sorry, thought this place was for sale. Goodbye.
Like, they just occasionally see people go into it and be like, "Oh, there must be like someone trying to do a haunted house experience."
And now it's the postman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Perciv, what's Perciv up to in general? Before the game.
Real interesting question.
Do you want us to come back to you?
Well, wasn't it that was like Perciv had like that sort of, I don't want to say fanatical devotion, but like the devotion to essentially post-scratch Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just kind of the. I guess they were just chasing down, and they were pretty much just jobbing, I guess, just going around and doing one quadrillion quest. Just doing whatever he was just that one needed doing, just going about. If the church was like, yeah, we need this, he'd be like, and also maybe he'd be like, because he's rather fanatic and devoted, he might have a lot of jobs that are more like clean up than actual things, just like, oh shit, somebody died doing this, go collect their body and their relics, and like put them in as a saint, a big
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Doing the
So
job
Perciv,
work,
he's
stuff that's
he's
less
going around doing. He's kind of a jobber to like, you know, he's kind of a folk hero jobber.
Yeah. I mean, he's effective and people like him, but probably being again taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Far too willing.
Yeah, he's very willing, but he is. I think here's the thing: Perciv is still really fucking powerful and shares
Yeah,
the sign of Arthur. So I think he would still do some jobber work, but I think he would be sent out on a lot of big missions.
Yeah, it'd probably be the stuff that nobody else was willing or was able to do at the time. Anything that's like, yeah, it turns out this thing we sent this person to kill was vastly more powerful than we expected, and it's killed them. Can you
Go
do
clean
all
up.
of that and
Go
also go collect their body and collect their stuff and, you know, or bury them where they're meant to be buried. And stuff will be handed on to their ward and stuff.
Yeah. Boom.
Also, is it just me or is Arthur a little bit quiet?
A little bit.
A little bit,
Okay.
but manageable.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
better.
do. That's spot on. But yeah. So, Exmere, Butler Man, or wants to be a Butler Man, but probably can't on account of is a Violet Blood, which is now the highest caste.
I guess Exmere would be kind of unpopular with other Violet Bloods because of that.
They hate his ass.
Oh, guy.
His ass has been hated.
Oh my boy, his remedial swagger.
Alright. So, I think what we've established, August is friends probably with some of these three. We know Michael and Perciv know each other. Who does Exmere know in this group? Who is Exmere, like, connected to here?
I'm gonna go with Lewis, actually. Because Lewis... You know, because Lewis is also kind of, looked... Well, not so... Well, let me just, you know... consult my notes. Lewis is kind of like a... He's shy, he's quite awkward and a bit cowardly, but he's like got like the deep desire to like prove himself. And I feel like he would kind of sympathize with Exmere's unpopularity. Like, because Lewis is the kind of person that, like, you know, people will just kind of, if Lewis starts talking, they'll just be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I feel like Exmere would have a bit more like time for Lewis, basically.
Time. Okay, so what kind of connection are we talking here? Friends? Or...
I'd say friends.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Moirails.
We want to go with that?
Could do. Because... Yeah, no, we do have a Moira allegiance. Sorry, what the hell am I talking about? I was like, oh, we don't have a Moira allegiance. I was like, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We've got 3.
We've got so many going
2.
on. Well, yeah, no. We got
yes, technically 2.
Thing going
Flash
on.
4.
We got...
Sorry, I was too distracted by Michael and Perciv.
Yeah, too distracted by the raucous Kismisitude dueling going on. / raucous Kismisitude makeout sesh that's going on immediately after the duel. They're very loud. Those two, I'm imagining, a very loud couple.
Yeah.
Oh, like PDA.
Well, does it really count when you're just going ha and just fucking?
No, it is PDA. Public displays of aggression.
Anime sword fight sounds going on.
Public displays of aggression.
I like that.
Real. Perfect. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That sounds like, I can't lie, Public Displays of Aggression sounds like a killer album name.
Yeah, it sounds like an album. Yeah, I was just about to say
for real,
that.
honestly. That's their album. I don't know, I feel like those two could make some killer album.
That sounds like an album on Alternia or After Us. Public displays of aggression.
Or before us, frankly. You've still got Kismisitude over there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. My Kismesis playlist, Public Displays of Aggression.
Kismesis playlist, and it's just the whole album and nothing else.
This allows something for our album, Public Displays of Aggression!
Anyway.
It's just I hate everything about you.
Yeah, it's just 3 Days Grace tracks. It's nothing else.
It's a 3 Days Grace cover band.
We don't know how they got their hands on Earth 3 Days Grace, but they did, and this is what they're doing with it. And honestly, it's in the spirit.
Yeah, that's the weird roundabout troll thing for After Us. Instead of like, well, I mean, it's also got Fago and like all the clown cult stuff, but in addition, it's 3 Days Grace. In addition,
a 3 Days Grace album got launched through Paradox Space. Not even an album, like a full works collection.
The members of the band 3 Days Grace were After Us's MSPA reader from Hiveswap Friendsim.
For real.
The lower blood spectrum has the 3 Days Grace cults.
Yeah. If Hiveswap Friendsim were to take place on after us, you'd play as the members of 3 Days Grace.
The Clown Cult is still pretty solid on 3 Days Grace. They're still like, yeah, they're cool, but like, Mirthful Messiah and stuff.
And so it's Battle of the Bands.
We hold our guys in higher regard, but your guys are still in regard, you know? Anyway, anything else we want to add about Exmir other than now that we've added the 3 Days Grace is real lore?
Add that to general points.
Yep. Okay. Anything else for Exmir? Anything else? Yeah, we can circle back.
I feel like Exmir would kind of want to have, like, the opposite thing to, like, what Jadebloods have to do with wards. Like, instead of training the wards up to, like, be warriors, he would want to, like, take care of them.
Yeah.
Would they be... is it a good idea to have... I know we already have quite a few religious characters in it, but is it a good idea to have somebody who's just religious and not, like, part of, like, the... Like, not, like, intrinsically important within the group, but just somebody who's part of that group?
I mean, we've got a purple blood in the war.
We have.
And they're pretty, like, semi-important. They're helping, but they're not, like, humongously, like, they're not main characters type thing.
No, I mean, as in, would it be worth to demonstrate that there are people that just believe in these religions, in these groups, to have, like, a member of the cast that is not involved in, like, they don't go, like, behind the scenes within any of this religion. They're just a member. Like, they go
normal
to church on
goer.
Sunday.
Ah, yeah, so like a normal churchgoer, not like high-ranking, big... I mean, yeah.
Not like a priest, just
Not like
church.
Poochie Shimp.
So, like, are we talking about the Clown Cult specifically, or are we talking, like...
Just any religion.
There's
any
well,
other
you just said
religion,
there's the 3 Days Grace, there's the one of the sun, there's the there's the clown one, any of them. Just somebody who just goes and isn't really...
Yeah, someone who's just, like, there, yeah.
Just to show it's, like, important. And if Exmir, if we're struggling to find an additional trait for Exmir, that could be something for that.
Yeah.
Equally, we
Sure.
can save it for someone it feels more appropriate for. I just thought that might
We
be
can
something
circle back to it, I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
We can circle back to it, I think, yeah. But I do like that idea, yeah. Just someone who's, like, effectively, like... Someone who's not like, I am the grand ultimate leader of the fucking high church of whatever. Just like, yeah, I go to church on Sundays, you know, I read the...
Hey, can you pass me the hymn sheet? I forgot the words to I almost said "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." That's a Christmas carol.
Yeah, I always forgot the
him.
words to Animalize.
Can you tell I'm not religious?
Yeah, but again, we're not. There's no Christianity here. There's the churches of there's the Order of the Sun. There's the Clown Cult, and there's the Church of 3 Days Grace.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go on Lyrics Genius to consult the hymn book.
The
hymn book's just Lyrics Genius.
Okay, so which one has biblically accurate angels?
Pardon?
But which one has biblically accurate angels in it, though? One of the religions has to have some form of quote unquote biblically accurate angel.
Yeah, where it's just some weird fucking thing, weird strangeness.
I suppose technically, the sun stuff could qualify.
I don't know. Anyway, Lewis, unless we have anything more specifically we want to add to Exmir now. Alright, Lewis.
Lewis
Listen, what's
is
our
a
hot
pest exterminator. and so has not like a compulsive like cleanliness.
Keeps things
I don't know.
tidy, but isn't like
Keeps things tidy, but
keeps
isn't
things
like
tidy,
there is
But isn't like you know,
there is a speck of
frantically
dust on that
scrubbing
table.
A speck of dust. Yeah.
yeah.
Just
So yeah,
reasonably tidy.
of course, also got the this is not so much pre-entry stuff, but also got the cryokinesis and the froglussus frozen in a block of ice in the corner of the hive.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally, shy, awkward, a bit cowardly, but he's got eczema as a moirail, and people don't hate him. They just kind of don't give a shit, and he wants to prove himself.
Yeah. Do we think Lewis should know anyone else? Because currently we've only got the two-way connection there between XP.
Well, I mean, as I say,
So-
in the case of Lewis, probably many of the characters do know him, but as I say, they just don't care around. Like maybe we had the joke last time about how like Lewis is like hanging out with Michael and Perciv, but then they start hate dueling, and he's just like, okay.
Guess I'll go home.
Wait, this is my hive, and now they're hate fighting.
Banana man at my house.
Oh.
X-Men, can I stay over? Of course,
Yeah,
no
that fight.
problem.
They're fighting again.
In my house.
in my house.
I want to ask them to stop, but I don't
On
want
the
to
f-
get
in the
hit
front
by a laser,
lawn.
or sliced in half, or thrown across the room. And it doesn't sound like they're fighting anymore. I definitely need to leave.
No, there's still banging noises, but they're different banging noises. I'm gonna leave. Oh, there goes my front wall. Shit. Anyway. Gotta get a repairman on this shit. I'm never inviting these idiots over ever again. Anyway. So, anything else we want to add for Lewis?
I think that's good for now.
Alright. Callie. Now, something I also didn't add in the general points, because it's not really super relevant for most of the characters, but I'll add it here. Clown Cult is now a full-on Doomsday Cult.
Yep. Heaven's Gate time.
Yep.
Heaven's falling down.
Something Hellbot Comet type shit.
Yeah.
They're still drinking Fago. I'm not making a Kool-Aid joke in here, but they're still drinking Fago instead.
So, I forget. Because it's been a while. My brain's been on other things recently.
Yeah.
Kelly is a part of the Clown Cult, right? I'm remembering that correct? Or am I
do
not?
believe we did say that, yeah.
Okay, good.
Alright.
So,
But what
I
is
think
she
a lot
up
of what... I was literally about to get to that.
Yeah, I was giving you a good sort of in on it.
That's fab. That
Okay.
was literally my sentence, though. So,
Well, go do it.
Yep, alright. So I think probably following a type beat that would include something along the lines of... how would I say? Doing Doomsday Cult shit. So probably recruiting people. And a lot of how would I say it? Like recruiting people. I imagine getting into fights with people a lot.
Yep.
I was also imagining, since it's become like a doomsday cult type thing, they might have branched out to allowing the recruitment of like other blood types, but serving as lower roles. They can't attain any higher.
Yeah, so it's not a situation of like where we saw with Chahut's route where some lower blood caste can be kidnapped and brought in. In this case, they can be recruited and actually attain some level of low to maybe mid rung on the ladder. Like actually serve a place in the cult as opposed to being effectively a living, screaming bucket of paint.
I'll be a couple minutes. I'm just going to grab myself some water and go to the loo.
Okay.
Alright. So, what else is Callie's life like? What else about Callie specifically?
Sorry, what did you say?
What else about Callie specifically do we have? Well, actually, just for formatting.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we go Colt, then Callie. No, Colt, Callie, back to Colt.
I kind of want her to run some kind of...
Bloody co-pilot. Fuck off. Why is this here?
Hi, co-pilot.
Hey, don't you want AI to do all the work for you? No!
Hi there, I'm your co-pilot. My name's Joseph Joestar.
Get out of the plane! Anyway.
Get out of that plane! That man will be the
plane now!
There, that just got rid of it. Anyway, so, Callie.
I kind of wanted to run something like a.
So she like runs like effectively she's like a bishop kind of deal, or like not maybe just a priest kind of level. Like runs a church.
Yeah, I mean, I was less thinking running a church. More so, she's running something that is also doubling as an initiation operation.
Ah, covert, semi-covert type shit. Effectively,
like some kind of like fight club or bar or something.
Yeah. Okay.
That's more what I was thinking.
I'll put a blank here for now while we decide what specifically it is.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I'm stuck between like the idea of, you know, fight club. And some kind of like seedy Fago bar operation.
Now, June, listening to those two things, I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Sure.
It's just a bar it's just a seedy fucking bar that also is a fight club and is a recruitment tool, yeah?
Yeah. Triple threat.
The triple
rule
threat.
The first rule of Clown Club is...
No, hang on. Now, Mason, say that again.
The first rule of Clown Club is... There we go.
I was typing, so I couldn't go get the horn.
Yeah.
Anyway. So... what else? What else is Callie getting up to? No worries.
Probably. She's probably talking to Vivian a lot. And more specifically, talking to Vivian as a vehicle to bitch about August.
Mostly to bitch about August.
With some weird conspiracy theory that she's fake or something like that. It's strange. It's strange. It makes no sense. She sleeps. How can you...
I'm just imagining Callie's like, I think there's something up with August, but nobody believes me. Lewis is like, I believe you. Like I said, nobody believes me.
I said nobody believes me. Incredible. Alright. Anything more we want to add for Callie, or do we want to move over to Vivian?
We can move over to Vivian, yeah.
Alright. Vivian. I will say, I do think, you know the idea we had a little while ago of one of these people being just like a, regular churchgoer, effectively, of one of the 3 religions we've got set out so far?
Yeah.
I want one of these two to be that, but to Church of 3 Days Grace. Or Order of the Sun, one of the two. I think we've got our clown cult rep. I'm leaning towards the 3 Days Grace Church, because we have also got our, Order of the Sun rep. We can see into that, we can see into the clown cult. Not much into this goofy-ass 3 Days Grace Church.
I think it would be funny if it's Vivian, and yet she's helping and she's hearing out Callie, and she's like, anyway, I gotta go to the 3 Days Grace Church.
It's Sunday. It's service starts in 10 minutes. I gotta go. It's not Sunday. Service ended 3 hours ago. She's just trying desperately to make an excuse to get out of this conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Stop listening. Callie is fully frothing at the mouth, just she's fake. She's so fake. Just you fucking way. And it's just I gotta go. Later, bestie. Bye. And she just leaves.
Yeah.
But what else is on Vivian?
What
else we adding?
She designs clothes. she's a like up and coming clothes designer. The
She's the
stuff
cover
she's
of a
wearing,
magazine
she
and she's in
made
fashion.
it herself. Like,
Let's keep it going.
yeah. She basically goes and visits August. And it's very much a like case of trying to get August to leave the house. Doesn't always work. But the main reason that Vivian does this is because she's obsessed with like the ties that her ancestor had with August's ancestor, and being like, oh, we must be fated together, that kind of thing.
Alright. And are there any other connections that Vivian has that are particularly notable?
I mean,
Vivian be like,
she tries to talk to Aridia, but, well, when we get to Aridia speaks her own language.
Alright, we'll cover that when we get to Iridia.
Yeah.
I'll just add sometimes talks to Iridia and Callie.
I imagine she probably also speaks to, spelling of the name is screwing me up.
Exmere?
Exmere, that's it.
Oh yeah, okay. Here's a point. Does she bully him or just kind of leave him alone on that front?
Exmere's one friend.
I'll specify that because I mean, like, Lewis gets forgotten about in universe, but as the narrators, we kind of can't.
it's like it just makes me think of Punch Out. The characters Glass Joe and Gabby J, who's his protege. Glass Joe's one victory was a freak accident, and Gabby J's one victory is against Glass Joe.
Beautiful. All right.
Alright.
Iridia time.
She has a very large laboratory that she uses to invent various things.
Iridia Incorporated.
Give it a 6.
Give it a
Give that a 6.
notably, they're to try and be like inventions that assist everyday society. But it had very Wallace and Gromit-esque shenanigans happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
we love that.
Also, some of them just end up. She just ends up accidentally inventing bombs.
Yeah.
That's my favourite Wallace and Gromit. Sean. What did Iridia had a? What did we decide for Iridia's losses? Because now I'm just thinking Gromit losses.
Was it Brick 2? I forget.
I don't think we went with Brick 2. Let me
the Brick 2. The second.
Okay,
the
good.
Brick.
That's not showing up on the screen, so I can scroll down and check without accidentally.
Posting spoilers.
Yeah, without accidentally hitting spoilers. Okay, there's Vivian. Iridia. We went for a rock bug lusses. Brackets, it is a pet rock.
Oh.
Full crazy inventor type.
Yeah. And she has made an accidental habit of making a lot of enemies of her neighbors because of the shenanigans.
I'll leave it like that just because of the fucking indigo blood thing. Why not? Fuck it. Silly pun.
And also various loud music.
Just like Iridia's neighbours, just like fucking crawling their way out of their fucking raccoon. Kids, shut up! Please!
And they just say, dun, 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 dun. Did that pick up?
It carried.
Yeah,
What kind of music? Okay, I have to specify. What kind of music? Is it like just whatever happens to be a hand?
Well, I was trying to.
Or like what?
I was trying to do. I was trying to do caramel
like
dancing.
the troll equivalent of Vocaloid. Whatever most especially whatever like the troll equivalent of like Hatsune Miku and sorry, Vocaloid / Utaloid. I'm gonna put that because there is a difference and it is important.
Okay, how do you spell that?
UTA Lloyd.
The Lloyd? Yes, and it's Lloyd. No, LLOYD. The Lloyd.
Like, it's basically like Hatsune Miku, Kasane Tato, but troll, if you catch my drift. God, can you tell I've been listening to Vocaloid
I'm
recently?
just gonna put at the end here.
Hatsune Miku. Is that you? Have you fought to put me out of my misery, please?
That's it's Troll Miku. Alright, anything else we want to add?
You could do Hatsune Emiku.
Hatsune Miku. Miku da yo. Miku da yo.
There we go. Troll Miku.
Troll Miku. I just realized that Kasane Teto. Kasane is a valid troll name, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, how's Teto spelled? Is there a U? T2! No, that's not Teto, that's T2! That's T2!
Oh,
The
Judgment
Terminator.
Judgment Day.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm looking for the ancestor of Arthur Pendra.
So...
I'm looking. Yeah.
So, we adding anything else to Iridia?
Good question.
In
no,
connections.
I think I'm-
Let's go with connections. What connections
connections?
does she have to others?
I think. Okay. Like, Vivian tries to talk to her. I wouldn't exactly call them friends.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
What
I'm all
if
ears.
the brooding cavern that Michael works in, very large, and Michael's specific section of it happens to be directly underneath Iridia's hive?
Yeah.
So I'll just put here.
That's good.
I'll continue the pun. I'll continue the fucking indigo blood thing. Haha, horse. Oh, I guess just as a hark thing, but haha, horse. Anyway,
Oh my god, horse.
horse.
Horse is
So-
wearing jeans.
Oh, I actually did need a comma there. Grand. Right, so is there anything else we want to add to any of these?
No,
Are
I'm
we
pretty. I'm pretty
Alright.
happy.
Let's also just specify how is the means of playing the game found? We talking disc? We talking like a cartridge? We talking random code scrawled on a wall? What are we talking here?
So this specific version of Spurb.
This specific version, how is it found? Or Scrub, I guess, technically, but
It's on vinyl.
or is it? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
there you go.
more right. There we go.
That is correct.
Okay, where's the fucking record found? Where's the vinyl found? How's that?
It's found in ancient ruins, and there's just like a scroll in like the troll language that just says, "Do not play this."
I guess Perciv could have found it on one of their like missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funnier if it's a floppy disk than like a DVD. Oh wait. What if it's like a cassette tape? It's kind of weird.
I mean, either way, like a form of like music playing device. Oh no, wait. Actually, cassettes were used by was it an Atari system?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, old computer programs did come on cassettes. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the.
Do we want to say Percy found it?
I mean, it makes the most sense to me that person would find it.
Yeah, I mean, he is the one who travels the most out of all of them. Missions and shit.
The cassette making noise just reminds me of the JonTron Hercules video where he puts in the cassette and it just goes.
And then actual sound.
And on the screen, this is the actual sound it made.
You know that guy's like a reprehensible individual. It was kind of funny.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And so here we are at the entry period, and from that, allow me to just give you, let me just 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's all the ones I needed. There you go. There's the dream. There's the various dream outfits. And because it's a different body, of course, Michael without the mask, no scar. Just in there.
Ah.
Alright. So, entry order. I forgot to put fucking...
General points.
Okay. Let's start off with, what's our entry order like? Now, because Perciv found the game, I think him going either first or last makes sense. Either as
Maybe put
the
him
first
last.
host or the first... Yeah. He'd either be the first host or the first client. And the first host would be the last client.
And the first one who enters is the one the game recognizes as the leader, right?
Exactly.
I think
Perciv first
I
or
think-
Perciv last?
I think if we have Perciv last and Michael first, that'd be interesting.
That'd be
It's kind of
interesting,
bookended
yeah.
by the knights.
Yeah. Who does Michael put in next? Who does Michael put in? Who would Michael play client for? I think it makes sense if it go potentially, considering the connections we've got, if we go Michael, Lewis, Exmere, Vivian, and then continue from there.
Well,
Until
I
we
was
get
I was
back to
gonna say
Perciv.
Iridia because if Michael's cave is directly underneath Iridia's
Oh yeah, Russians.
you know,
are sort
lab.
of like, hey, your house is gonna collapse. Get in.
Yeah.
Because like now there's
I
a
will be back in a
gigantic cavity under all of the structural support for your hive. It's gonna fall bad.
So they'd basically enter like at almost the same time.
Yeah, or like very shortly after each other. Like I'm imagining Iridia's hive in the game is effectively sideways. Because it just sort of warped in, or like Leaning Tower of Pisa style, because it like warped into the game mid-collapse.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael, Iridia, who would Iridia bring in after her? I think it would be interesting if we made a situation where effectively Callie and August were next to each other.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, here's an idea. So it goes Michael, Iridia. Iridia tries to brings in Vivian. Vivian wants to bring August in. August is asleep, and so cannot be brought in yet. So Vivian brings in Callie. August at that point is awake, so Callie has to bring August in. How do we get Lewis and X-Mirror? We could extend the point where August is asleep and have Vivian bring in X-Mirror, who then brings in Lewis, who is then told bring Callie in, and then we get round to Percy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, X-Mirror and then
So
Lewis.
I think it's quite a good way to have Percy be the last one, because it kind of sells the fact that Percy is very, very safe.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone else is safe first.
Yeah. Alright. Sick. So, entry order: Michael, Iridia, Vivian, Exmir, Lewis, Callie, August, Persif. Sick.
Mivlecap. Mivilcap.
Mivilcap! That's how you remember it. Mivilcap. Alright. So let's look at this in entry order then. So Michael goes in first. Let's just remind ourselves what we need to actually put in for the entry bit. So, how does the entry go? What do they prototype? What's the lands like? Nice. So first off, how does entry go? I think for Michael.
I am returned.
Hello.
Hello, we have decided the entry order.
Yes, I heard that much. I
Very
was
nice.
listening the entire time.
I didn't know if your headphones were on or off.
I think
no point in
Michael's-
taking them off.
I think Michael's entry will definitely be easier than Xander's was, because he doesn't have to wrangle 600 kids. He only has to wrangle like 6.
Are they entering
but there
his
is
world?
no. He's entering his own world. I'm just drawing a parallel.
Yeah, Michael is entering his own world. The wards are coming with him.
Yeah,
Okay.
and obviously he'd have to like notify Iridia of the impending doom. So a lot of Michael's entry will also be handling Iridia's entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit confused for a second when you said cut halfway. I was like, what? She gets sliced in half by the
No.
entry.
But like
She's
halfway
like,
through the halfway through the
I know what you
process,
mean. Like her, she's
like, gets
exposed
cut
as
off.
a
Yeah.
future blood. But I thought you,
Exposed
I
as future
thought you
blood.
meant
More
like
chaos.
she's
There's now a
she's
brawl
at,
going on.
she's like lying on the floor at the exact limit of the perimeter of entry. So just half of her gets brought in, the other half doesn't.
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking. That's
That'd be
fucked.
awful.
That'd be awful. We're not doing that.
No.
No, but we can do it to someone who like. We can do it to someone. Like some random guy in the background just gets cut in half and brought. Half his corpse gets brought in.
Yeah, because almost immediately after Michael enters, Iridia's hive is going to start fucking collapsing. So her entry has to be like seconds after his completes. It has to be like
Yeah.
ding, ding.
That's one of Iridia's neighbors. It's dumb with it.
Yeah, one of them came to complain about the noise.
Yeah, because there'd be a lot of fucking noise going on. But yeah, so Michael is effectively having to break up the fight and make sure these idiots don't leave, and both the client and server roles in Scrub at the same time. He's running around.
Yeah.
I'm imagining once he manages to get the wards somewhat under control, things pretty much become stable as like some of them take over a couple of them take over server duties.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
a couple
if he
take
needs to
over
run around a
client
lot, who better than
duties.
that than Sonic?
Yeah. What I think how his entry will go is most of the work will be him effectively wrangling the goddamn wards, because once he's done that, everything else becomes easy as he basically can just delegate. Alright, so next up, Iridia's entry. We'll just discuss like how the entry goes, and then we'll do all the sprites and lands afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Leaning Tower of Etrolian Delicacy.
Continue a bit.
You see, this also leads into, actually, it's not one of them, it's two of them. It's both sides.
I was thinking
I think
the
you know
joke
what
is
bit's
effectively...
coming.
Okay, I was thinking, and I like this idea, but I'll see how you like mine as well. I was thinking, effectively, just the bottom half of the troll appears, and Iridia just ends up with legs sprite.
That is kind of funny. I was just thinking of doing the Michael Rosen bit of oh no, that's Melanie. Oh no, I really liked her.
That's a shame. She was really nice.
Okay,
Always
so
knew
we
you
have
were bitten
so what? We have the sprite of half Melanie, half Dave.
Yeah, except
Or what?
obviously Melanie and Dave aren't their actual names.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be troll versions of Melanie and Dave.
Yeah.
Trelawney and Grave.
Trelawney. Well, Grave.
Drelny. Brave.
So it would be a Drave sprite.
Drave sprite.
Draves.
We'll come back to the sprites and lands in a bit, as said. Next up is Vivian's entry. How does Vivian's entry go? What happens there? Because there's still a time crunch because Spurb, but there's not a time crunch of, it has to be like ding dong boom. You know, it's more lenient.
Yeah, because obviously Iridia can do it after she enters the game. She doesn't have to do it while she's entering.
So you don't have to do it at the same fucking time.
By contrast, it's a lot more calm. She is panicking though, because August is asleep.
No, you know what? Actually, tonally, that works.
Not answering her messages!
She's not answering her messages. Fuck.
And she definitely vents to someone about that.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I think she would vent to Exmir, and then that's how that conversation gets started. Of okay, we can extend the chain so that we can get back to it.
Callie's also not answering her messages.
Yeah, because Vivian starts off with Callie, August isn't answering her messages. This is a life or death scenario, and Callie looks at her phone and goes, "Good." Click. Leaves. Thank God, that bitch August is dying! Because Callie doesn't know Perciv on any level, and as such, has no idea what's going on, no idea the game exists. Vivian is too panicked to explain it to her. I'm adding this to Callie.
just Sonic Heroes. Good.
I was thinking more Zelda CDI.
Oh yeah.
You
Good.
killed me. Good.
Anyway. Right, so back to Vivian. Anything in particular happened during the entry period for Vivian other than panic, 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 August stop picking up shit?
I think also this does drive a wedge between Vivian and Callie. This incident.
I'll add it here. Alright. So, anything else we want to add about Vivian's entry, or shall we move on to Exmir?
Exmir seems like the play.
Alright. As I say, we'll circle back for sprites and lands. Exmir. How does Exmir's entry go? I think it should be a little more hectic than Vivian's on a personal basis, because Vivian's is hectic because she's just like answering your phone the whole time.
Yeah.
But Exmir, I think there should be a little bit more threat, considering Vivian and Exmir probably live in a similar area, so the same threat that is coming for Vivian from the game is now coming for Exmir on a much finer time crunch.
Oh, and Exmir, as somebody who is already disliked by other Violet Bloods, is probably used as a scapegoat for this incident,
Yeah.
and so is probably under attack.
We want to go with Meteor? Well, it would probably have to be Meteors, because game.
Yeah.
I think also... no, it's Lewis' server. Yeah.
And he's really enjoying being a server.
But it's, yeah, so Exmir basically gets in at the nick of time, technically after putting Lewis in first, but the connection still gets clicked together just after.
Yeah. And while working to get Lewis into the game, Exmir would notice that Lewis is kind of like... He's kind of awfully calm about all this, and he's acting a little bit off. Like, he kind of expected Lewis to be pretty panicked about all this, because he's a bit panicked as well. Obviously, Lewis is not actively under attack, as Exmir is, while this entire process is happening, but he would have thought, like, oh, Lewis is going to be like, oh, there's a meteor coming from my house, But no, Lewis is, like, strangely sort of, like... He's like, yeah, no, okay, so you need to do this, and then I need to do this, and yeah, it's fine, let's just get this over with. And Exmir's like, okay.
Experiencing the lock-in.
Yeah. So, over to Lewis. What is happening with Lewis? Why is he so calm?
Well, I would say that Lewis is his entry is by far the easiest out of everyone in the group, because, well, I don't know if I should reveal why yet.
For reasons. This is super scoop. There it is. TL.
So yeah, he just gets on with it, and he like who is it next? Is it Callie next? So like Vivian would say to Exmir like, oh, once I get you in, can you like get Callie in or whatever? And Exmir's like, okay, well I'm gonna do Lewis first. Hey Lewis, there's this Callie person. Can you get them in the game? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. All right, back to Callie. How is Callie's actual entry? We've discussed her incident with Vivian before entering. I'm imagining also she gets in contact with Exmir, hasn't got the good yet, tells Exmir, hey, can you get Callie in? Then gets the good, the rift is pulled, but she's already got somebody getting Callie in, so she knows she's going to have to deal with this in the future.
Yeah.
So Callie's actual entry. I imagine, of course, Lewis's server, as discussed, Lewis gets all the items down, tells her exactly what to do, logs off.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, yeah, Callie has the hardest entry because she has no idea what the hell is going on.
Callie's gonna fucking hate Lewis for this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if she even knew about him in the first place, she would already have been incredibly
like,
indifferent to him.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but I fucking hate you!
You've just made an enemy for life.
And Callie is already a very angry person, so...
Yeah.
This is just incensed her even further.
Oh, the next thing.
I will just put
Callie
will...
Callie will remember this.
Well, now to the thing that's gonna piss Callie off so much more. Having to save August's life while she's like half asleep or some shit. So what is August's entry like? I'll just put here.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Why'd you leave your lotus on the table?
Oh boy. Colourful language.
Death
Several
language.
colourful death threats. Let's be specific here.
Death language sounds like another album by Alternia 3 Days Grace.
By
Or
Alternia.
Afterwards 3 Days Grace, rather.
Yeah, Troll 3 Days Grace. So anyway,
Public
what's
public
what's
displays of
August-
aggression and death language.
Yeah. Death language. Not dead language. That's just a language that's not being spoken. This is death language.
Yeah.
Also sounds like a great stand name. Death language.
Well, I mean, album. So, yeah. Most of those do tend to do that, given the theme.
There you go.
So, August. What's August Sentry like? Other than waking up to detailed descriptions of what Callie is going to, of where Callie is going to string up all of August's innards.
Oh, August organ.
But like, hang on, Mason, hang on. Steady there. So, June, what is August Sentry like?
Unfortunately very frantic because of Callie.
Yeah.
I think
Now,
Callie
here's the thing.
uses
I'm imagining
this.
I'm imagining June. One of two scenarios here. Either A, Callie is actively making the entry as hard as possible just so that she can turn to Vivian and go, well, I tried! Or August is like going so, like from August's perspective, it's just a calm, regular morning, getting set up, getting like a coffee or something, I don't know, let's do this thing over here, and Callie's just like, move! Fuck's sake!
It's like playing Hey You
I think-
Pikachu.
I think it's very Hey You
stupid
Pikachu.
bitch!
I think it's very Hey You Pikachu-esque. But also there is a little bit of Callie using the fact that she can throw things.
Just pelting August with objects?
Yeah.
Throws the alchemister at August.
Yeah.
Dusting the cartridge and the microphone.
Boom.
Yeah.
And And now we come round to Perciv.
Yes.
How does Perciv's entry go?
I'm wondering, how effective do you believe August would be at providing instructions? What do you think? So that's kind of the dependent. Or the determinant, rather.
I guess she kind of just. It'd probably be a bit chaotic. She tries to figure out the controls.
Yeah, so.
These
Maybe not
controls
like.
are so. These controls are so unresponsive. No, you're unresponsive.
Well, no, that's what it would be. That was what it would be if August was Callie's server player.
Yeah.
You're fucking unresponsive! Put it down! Put the thing down! No, not there! That's the ceiling!
Maybe Perciv. Like it's a very difficult entry. Perciv doesn't know any better, so he finds it fine.
Yeah.
That everybody will go forward and be like, damn, I had a really easy time entering, and everybody, and he'll be like, yeah, same. But actually, maybe he had quite a difficult time.
From
just doesn't
Perciv's
really have a
perspective,
concept
it's
of it.
rather easy because, like, where everyone else has to, like, hit the fucking top of the goddamn Cruxtruder, like, stupid hard. From Perciv's perspective, he just kind of has to flick it in the right way, and the top just flies off because of his ludicrous strength.
Yeah.
Plus the boost from the telekinesis, which, if I'm not mistaken, we discussed. He's actually kind of got it. He's not like breaking his goddamn fingers doing that shit. He's not breaking his hands when he
he's
punches.
far more in control.
He's a lot more in control and a lot better at utilizing it. Okay. Right. Now then. Fuck it, we'll go backwards through reverse order, through entry order, deciding sprites and lands. So, Arthur, what do you think Perciv would prototype into his sprite?
What would August? How would August explain the concept of prototyping?
You put the thingy in the thingy, it becomes a thing.
Alright, it'd probably grab.
Deeply unhelpful. Actually, that's a good point. A question, because Perciv's travelling around all the time. Where has he actually set up to play? Actually, is he back in? Is he in his hive? Is he in a church with the order? Is he?
It will be like a
Out in
tent
the middle of
outside,
buttfuck?
and he's just got like a fucking generator, like a mobile generator, and like a laptop plugged in. This is like, oh god, yeah, because he found the cassette and then it started for Xander out while he was like out in the field. Oh, not Xander, sorry.
For Michael.
For Michael, yeah.
While he was out in the field, right? So he's just out there in a tent with a laptop, just kind of sat there waiting. I wonder what's going on.
Who's this? Because I don't think Perciv's actually talked to August at any point before this moment.
Yeah.
Barely even know she's in. Who's this? Hey, game.
What? Oh, okay.
What? Like, I'm imagining it's just deeply confusing for Perciv because none of this makes any sense. It was supposed to be like Michael messaging him, and then we're gonna like, you know, do a little competitive thing here with some kind of thing. But no, apparently this girl's just here, and she's just gone game in play game.
He looks over to his Falcon Lussus and is like, "What's happening?" And the Falcon Lussus is like, "Ah."
It's like somehow the Falcon does manage to pull off a perfect shrug and I don't know effectively.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Kazooie language.
What kind of things might he have on hand?
That sounded more like an angry bird when I did it.
Maybe it'd be like a first aid kit he's brought with him, and then like.
Because I'd like to think that the Falcon Lussus does survive the entry process, and so like
Yeah.
I know that you can prototype sprites with living things, but it's usually a dead thing, and I'd like to
it
think
has to be either dead or die.
yeah.
And I'm imagining
like
the
to-
Falcon is like pretty much spot on fine.
Yeah, so he just has the Falcon as like an ally, as well as the sprite.
Yeah, he's just got like a first aid kit, and then maybe is there something that like. I mean, he's nowhere near any other person.
I'm imagining.
You can always.
Maybe,
the
oh my
second-
god, maybe the dead So what if there's like a. Who's, like, if he finds the cassette on like a dead person's body, he's like, oh shit, I'll use them and they can tell me some
Yeah,
stuff.
or like they sent somebody else to this temple and they died, and now Persiv's come here, got the cassette thing, and he's just prototyped. I think, yeah, because the second prototyping can happen after entering the game or before. So I'm imagining he gets the first prototyping in, the kernel sprite, extracts or whatever the fuck, opens up properly, and he realizes, oh, this weird first aid kit face thing is trying to talk to me now. It's trying to communicate in some way. I have a dead guy here, so it can just speak my language.
Yeah. It might even be from a perspective of, well, hopefully medicine can revive this individual. This
Yeah,
is
so-
magical.
It starts off as a medi sprite.
I'm imagining he's trying to like get his sprite to revive his fallen comrade, and the sprite just like smacks its face into him and prototypes it.
He's like, oh my god, fuck, oh no, I fucking hate it!
Yeah.
Then it's like greetings.
Okay, so that's Persiv's prototyping. What's his land like? What is his land? What would be a good land for Persiv? Do you want us to come back to you while you think on it?
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. What the first one was like?
Arthur's was the land of soft and silence, but they don't have to be particularly similar necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's out in like the wilderness.
So the wilderness would just be a patch that he's just on,
Yeah.
but the rest
Like
of
the land
land
can be anything, but
fucking
it's
anything.
it's usually like
The land can be anything. It's usually something that would like. Okay, things I've noticed. One, it's usually something that is either connected to the player in some way, potentially their aspect, class, something, or something that would be a clear challenge for them. And the second element is usually something that can be removed by their quest. So take Land of Wind and Shade, John completed his quest, and the Shade fucked off.
Okay. Well, in connection to what he's been doing, he's mainly just been going to places. So it could be like, or maybe it's more to do with his life.
If we want to go with something that's a challenge to him, since he's been going to all these different environments, he's handled every biome that, like, Afterus and potentially the whole Empire has to offer. So if we wanted to make it a challenge for him, we could make the land be something that is completely unnatural. A land that is not remotely something you would see in normal nature in any way, shape, or form.
What about this? I've got a snappy name, and we'll tie it in from the snappy name: the Land of Loved and Lost.
and it's something that's more on like an emotional, metaphorical landscape that is, again, not natural. So it's not something he can be like, well, okay, I know how to survive in this, because it constantly changes, and the actual necessary actions one must take in order to ensure their survival are constantly changing, and they're moving with like boost and stuff like that. But also, it kind of leans into that aspect of this person was definitely just a workaholic and had less. They had like one proper relationship outside of work, and that person was still somebody they knew from work.
Yeah.
It was like it's just like the aspect of this is that it will be a challenge for him to have to meet these people and forge like have to be like, okay, I can't do what I usually do here, which is just survive and get through it. I have to try and slow down and meet the people here and get stuck in with them and figure out what's actually happening and rely on other people to get it done for him.
Okay, so we need double space there, yeah. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, so it's like he has to form. He does have to, like, as he forms more genuine, like, full-on connections with the consorts of the land, the environment slowly stabilizes around him. And he has to effectively travel around and go from... Effectively, for the consorts, he has to go from weird travelling folk hero to, oh yeah, Percy Pendra, I know that guy. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, like a good friend.
Hell yeah. Backwards we go down the line. August. What's August prototyping?
I think the entire bed.
Her bed? Or, well, her Recupercoon.
A Recupercoon, yeah. Except it's less so her doing it and more so Callie just does it, because like I think it's like August is like, I think I'm gonna go back to bed, and Callie's like,
no,
Don't you
fuck you!
fucking dare!
Throws it into the sprite, and now that's just her sprite.
Don't you fucking dare, you fucking bitch.
Is that how she talks? I love that!
no, it's just, that's just like incredible anger. Starts.
What does August do for the second? What does she do for the second?
I think. I'm trying to think. She probably has.
Because, like, I'm imagining in like a sleepy sort of stupor, August basically just grabs something and throws it. So what would be the most interesting for us as writers for her to have just randomly grabbed and lobbed? Well, lobbed is a strong term. It implies she actually put any effort in. So, what did she randomly grab and drop with mild force?
I'm trying to think. She just has like an old laptop.
Like, are we talking... Okay, I want to specify. Are we talking a husk top? Or are we talking Earth laptop that just sort of is here. Because we know random shit from Earth is coming through, like, say, the band 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
So,
like
is it a Husk top or is it an Earth laptop? Earth laptop?
Earth laptop. Yeah.
I'll specify here. Is land of... What's our land? Ooh, funny idea, by the way. For a sprite.
Yes. And she frequently gets messages like, "You've been online for a while, it's time to take a break."
Meanwhile, she is asleep on the floor. The laptop's just been left on.
Yeah.
Well, her Husk top or whatever, because the laptop's the fucking sprite, but yeah. So, her land is...
I'm trying to think. What? My brain is like stuck on having one of the words be waking.
I think that works as a second.
Yeah.
There is a small part of me that's like, what if we named it the Land of Sleeping and Waking? So then it has the exact same acronym as Land of Skies and Waterfalls. But then I thought, no, that would just be confusing, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
Maybe
want
Land
to
of
actually
Resting
be
and
able to-
Waking.
Land of
Whoa.
Wilds and Waking.
Lands of Wilds and Waking.
Ooh.
So what's the Land of Wilds and Waking like?
Because the Land of Resting and Waking would be low raw.
Low raw. Except it wouldn't be raw as fuck at all. She'd just be asleep the whole time.
It would
Land
be
of Wilds and
heavily,
Waking.
heavily cooked.
I'm imagining like a jungle world type thing, maybe something like
Yeah.
that, or like a very wilderness.
Yeah.
And
It's-
rich with like life.
Mm-hmm. It's rich with life. The life cannot sleep. It's like everyone's taken like 40 cups of coffee.
I can stay awake for 36 hours, no consequence.
Alright. I'm imagining like the quest on this land is effectively like the denizen has created a gigantic shell of light so that not even the dark side of the land away from Skya can sleep.
Yeah.
It's always blazing daylight. No matter where you stand, it's fucking noon. There is always light blasting in through your window, directly into your eyes. You can never sleep.
Reflecting off your computer screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to read her messages, August has to find a room in her hive where there are no windows. Or make one, considering building.
Yeah, that's like the first thing she alchemizes. Just an igloo within her.
First thing she alchemizes, shit ton of planks of wood to board over one of the windows. Alright, so next backwards is Callie. What is Callie prototyping? What's she doing?
I feel like she has like a Probably some clan masks or something.
Okay.
So like she like initially prototypes that, and then she gets really annoyed with something, and like someone comes in and is like, "Hey, I want a drink," and she's like, "You'll do."
And just murders that
Also,
motherfucker on the spot and throws him into the Sprite?
A patron of Clown Club.
Oh, yeah.
It's it's troll. Oh fuck, who's in Fight Club? I keep wanting to say Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor's not in Fight Club, is he?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
Who am I
believe
getting
so.
mixed up with?
Yeah, Chris Pratt from Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Edward Norton, that's his name. It's just Troll Edward Norton, which is a valid troll name.
Right, while you come up with the land name, I'm gonna go real quick.
Troll Edward Norton.
Trying to think what would be like an aspect to remove that would be like. I mean, we could go with land of something in vitriol, like it is literally the land is like reflecting herself in that everything fucking hates her. And like initially she's fine with that, and then she's like, I can't keep doing this. This is going to kill me.
Yeah.
So she is like, she gives herself her own incentive to complete the quest,
Yeah.
and that can be part of her like character progression.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'm back. What did I miss?
I came up with the second
Ooh.
part, which is vitriol.
Ooh. That's the thing as well. Vitriol, it's anger, yeah, but like, it also, I believe, comes from like a similar root to something like Vitae, which is kind of also blood as well.
Yeah.
You know, it does both. So the first one.
Land of Oh no. My brain is
What?
thinking of the Metal Gear Rising song. It has to be this way. The land of sands and vitriol.
Okay.
Beneath the bloodstained sand.
You were just like me, trying to make this
So, like, big desert planet type thing?
Yeah, big desert.
and the sand keeps getting in her eyes, which just makes her angrier.
And the sand's red.
Yeah.
Land of sands and vitriol. Low salve. You know, it's not a super windy land, but it's just windy enough. Okay, what do we want to add any extra details to Losav here? Like, what else is there?
I mean, there's
Because with the other ones, there's a lot of places that could be explored potentially, and a lot of places. In the case of Lolal, there's a lot of places that would just fall as the land stabilizes, or while it's in its unstable state.
I think everything is below the surface, but like, you know how anger blinds you?
Ah.
Everything is below the surface, and you need a really keen eye for detail to see any of it. And Callie just does not have that.
Does not have that yet.
She is just running all over this planet, trying to find anything. And she can't. All it is like these weird, obviously the imps and stuff, but I think the is it denizens? Is that the name for like
the consorts.
Consorts,
The denizen is also definitely under the sand. Ooh, actually,
Yeah.
Here's an idea. We flip things on its head a little bit. The denizen would be kind of the only thing Callie would be able to find on the surface other than regular enemies, as it's kind of sandworming through, kicking up as much sand as it can.
It's just a big dune sandworm. But I imagine, like, even the consorts are aggressive. Like, Callie probably kills like a portion of the consort population
Once she finds her way underground at all.
Yeah.
As all of them are just filled with this unyielding rage that's not useful, it's just sort of there and they can't utilize it properly. Everything is just like improperly handling that anger. Alright, then we go back along. What does Lewis prototype?
Well, definitely the frozen in a block of ice Froglussus. Because, you know, it's something that's relatively harmless. It's not going to empower the enemies very much. Like, they might get, like, minor ice powers, I guess. But, you know, it's just a frog frozen in a block of ice. So, you know, it's not all that deadly.
And the other thing?
As for second prototyping, I don't know. I feel like
Does he
Lewis
even do the second prototyping?
he might want to keep his options open, because you know you can use a sprite for a lot of things. I feel like he'd want to you know, have a little bit of an insurance policy just in case. And as for his land, oh boy. Okay, so I want to preface this. I came up with the name based on a different criteria, and then I realised, oh, it's just a Sabaton song, Land of Ghosts and Divisions. Because Lo-Gad, E-Gad, Ghosts, Luigi, Divisions will make sense later.
And of course, Luigi's Mansion, the ghosts!
Yep.
Okay, so what is the land like? Obviously, there's fucking ghosts everywhere.
Yeah, very
But
spooky,
what is-
sort of like...
So are we talking like, okay,
A lot of like...
very spooky environments?
Yeah, like, what... You know how, you know in the Super Mario Brothers movie, the area that Luigi was sent to, like, very sort of, like, dead trees,
Yeah,
like,
dead
sort of, like,
trees.
misty,
The sort of
empty,
haunted
like,
forest type thing.
haunted forest. But also a lot of chasms and ravines, like, literal divisions in the ground.
Okay, now Mason, consider the valleys and divisions. Pumpkin Hill.
It looks like Pumpkin Hill, but yeah, but definitely like grayer. And well, I mean, hey, Ghost Valley is a thing in the Mario games. I guess I could have just prefaced it with that, but like, yeah, you know, like very sort of like spooky, and probably, you know, maybe one or two old rotting mansions here and there. But yeah, quite, like, all things considered, quite, in stark contrast to the other lands, which will be brimming with life, this one is quite barren of life. In fact, the consorts are probably ghosts. And they're not Casper the Friendly ghosts.
I will say probably the consorts will figure out what species these consorts are, because they do have to be able to live on land and in water. But of course, they can just be ghosts of those things.
Yeah.
Land of ghosts and divisions. Right, yeah. I will also say.
Yeah.
Just to specify, for future reference, for me, when I'm making it.
Yeah.
Now, Xmere. What is the prototype?
Just trying to think of the kind of things that Xmere would have.
We could go with a glove. Because, you know, Butler, he'd have a lot of gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
His sprite is Glover.
Spray is Glover?
Yeah. Okay, so he's prototypes his sprite with a glove, and what's the second thing he'd go for?
Does Glover talk in the Glover game? Question
I
mark?
don't think he does.
Okay, then he also sounds like Donald Glover.
Childish Gambino sprite.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Gambino, Hongo, drop it like.
Okay. What's the second prototyping?
It could be that he forgets to prototype as. We could have a second
unfinished sprite, so to speak.
Yeah. Or maybe he just doesn't realize, and he's just like, oh, okay.
And because he's a butler, because he does his butler thing, his hive, his area is stupidly clean. So there's nothing around that's dead or dying that even can be prototyped again.
Yeah, exactly.
All that he had was one set of worn out gloves. All right. His land, though.
I think one of the words should be like something to do with like selfishness, because like that would be a challenge for him, being selfish.
Or even not even selfishness, like isolation. He has to do something for himself.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. It's a matter of isolation wouldn't really matter because he would do stuff for himself in that sense, but only so that he can get to the point of helping others. You know, he would see it as a fully utilitarian thing on its own. Selfishness, though, that is fully, no, you gotta do it for you and no one else.
Yeah, okay. Just trying to think, how can you... So, I think the first word is selfishness.
Yeah, or some synonym or
Or, yeah.
indication
Because
thereof.
I'm just making that distinction clear because that means that the selfishness
not
is
some-
something he cannot remove.
You have to do this. Or it would be a word that revolves around the quest. So it could be the second word of like, yeah, no. The need to be selfish only goes away when you have gotten to the point where you are willing to be selfish ever and do things like that, you know? When you are more well-balanced, we no longer need to force you to be selfish at gunpoint. I'm thinking avarice, because it's an indication towards selfishness. But it's not outright in your face, it's selfishness! You know, it's... Land of... I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a loa so far of like
No.
LOAAA. So possibly Land of Angels and Avarice?
Ooh.
That sounds fucking sick!
Yeah.
And because he's, you know, not a fucking prince, the angels are a permanent fixture and a positive one. I'll just, There are some rare distinctions where you don't have... You know, I think we could just straight up with Lewis, straight up go, yeah, no, the consoles are just ghosts. They're not even ghosts of iguanas or whatever. They're just ghosts. Because I mean, can a ghost drown?
Well, funny thing, in Ninjago, ghosts are weak to water. Circling back to
Well,
when we were talking about Ninjago earlier.
That's fair enough, but we're not in Ninjago.
I know, but it just reminded me of
Okay.
that.
So what else is this land like? I'm imagining a lot of not quite as ostentatious as Lopac, but like definitely degrees of there's gold, there's jewels, there's there's things that are greatly valuable. But that must be taken for one's... But for the quest, they must be taken for oneself to continue the quest. What else? What else is there? What does this land look like in general, ignoring the gold and jewels and fabrics and such? And of course the angels flying around.
So I think it's also like marble buildings, stuff like that.
Yep, fair enough. I'm thinking because we don't have any. I don't think we've had any lands that are like primarily look like artificial, like primarily covered in artificial structures. So I'm imagining the whole land is like, in terms of how it's constructed, it's all these labyrinthine marble structures that go down to the depths of where the denizen lives and cover the land, courtyards and throne rooms and all of this, like a gigantic planet-wide marble palace.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like it. Alright, next up we got Vivian! What's Vivian prototyping?
Okay. So I've been thinking about this. I think... So, I think the first one is a mannequin. Like a clothing mannequin. You know, continue that theming of...
I'm imagining like blank face. The sort of blank, almost egg-shaped head.
Yep.
Or like light bulb, I guess. It's more light bulb shape. A little bit.
Yeah. And then...
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
You're right.
Jesus.
Fuck happened?
Did you drop a coin onto your stack of cutlery again?
No, it's my wallet, my keys.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
But yeah, they just fell.
Well, I'll cut that out in the edit. Anyway. June.
Yeah. So...
What's the second
I
thing?
think... There's a dying, like, whatever, like, the troll equivalent of a moth is. Like a little moth type thing.
It's a moth mannequin. Moth mannequin sprite.
Moth mannequin, yeah.
Moth mannequin sprite, yo!
All roads lead to Mothman. You guys should have expected this.
I didn't, but I'm happy about it because it means also now there's a direct tie to Julian.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Okay. What's the land? I think I've got an idea for Iridia generally, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there next, but for now. Vivian.
Yeah. Something in jealousy.
So a very green
Tides.
place in general.
Tides and jealousy?
Land of tides and jealousy.
Yeah.
Alright. What are we talking physical description wise? What's this land like to be on?
Horrid. It's not a nice place.
Horrid place.
Like
I'm imagining like bright green water.
bright green water. The water is acid.
Oh,
It is acidic jealousy. Like she watches like a consort like fall into the water and just
just bones.
melt.
Just touches the water. There's no foot anymore. It's gone. And oh no, it's fallen over and it's all gone. It's melted away. It's gone. From Land of Tide, with
But like the land shifts between like low tides and high tides, so low tides reveal like these like ruins of like that where like the quest is involved, but like the time between low tide and high tide can take a matter of days.
and I'm imagining on occasion high tide can come in like a fucking bullet train.
Oh, it is high tide. Like so basically it's like high tide comes rushing in, but like it then
But
like,
it seeps
very
away
slowly
glacial
recedes.
pace.
Yes.
And that's Vivian. Next up, of course,
Iridia is
Iridia.
definitely prototyping. Well, so the first we already know the second part of the prototype.
Which is
First part. Oh, those two half-severed bodies.
oh, of course.
Would that count as one thing if she throws
No,
them in at the same
we-
time, or would it count as two separate things?
I think if thrown in at the same time, if she made sure it was the same time, I think it could
She could.
qualify as one.
She stitched
I
them
think-
together.
Oh, she
Oh,
Frankensteined
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I thought
It should
Iridia
come out
was
like
just
a
goofy silly,
like
but no.
The Thing type, like two halves of the body and then like a body horror between, walking on the arms with the two heads.
No, one's the lower half of the person, the other's the.
Oh, so the okay. So it basically makes no that's the thing. It makes basically no difference if the legs are there, because sprites don't have fucking legs. So if
No,
it's,
but it's a combination of two people.
okay, so now I'm imagining basically like it's one head that's just the head of the original of one of the two, but sometimes a second voice desperately tries to speak through a mouth that isn't talking.
Yeah.
So one of these neighbors is just like talking and then finishes talking, and then all you hear is just.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's horrific. Violently horrific.
You know what? Screw it. Let's be funny. The first bit is like a gnome, like
Like
the
a
most
garden
important
gnome?
gnomes.
Like Norbert.
Like Norbert. That's it.
Like a garden gnome?
Like an auto gnome.
Autonomous.
Autonomous gnome robot. Gnome bot.
Truly horrific.
Now, I think my idea for this land is basically giant, full mechanical consorts and robots type thing. It's just a mechanical landscape. Like, basically, imagine if Scrap Brain Zone was a fucking planet type thing. And I'm thinking maybe the general quest is, hey, maybe calm down on the over-tech and basically, like, effectively de-scrap-braining the land to reveal more stuff.
Oh. The land
and the
is something in
frogs, of
progress.
Oh, but it has to be frogs as
The
well.
frogs.
Ah.
So,
Land of
Land
tech
of
and
progress
frogs.
Progress and frogs?
Frogress.
The land of... and progress.
you know what? We'll break the formula for funny. Land of blank and progress.
The land of...
Land of valves and progress?
Lovath.
Lovath.
Lovath. I'll be back again.
My frog is the right one.
Yeah, I'm imagining she basically does kind of make an E-series almost, a little thing. I'm kind of imagining Iridia does end up making robots. I'm thinking there's going to be at least one robot copy in here. Possibly of herself, possibly more than one robot copy, who knows. But like, I'm imagining full Eggman Empire type beat. And finally, we'll just add a note here. Records. Question mark? And finally, Michael. What do you prototype? Because none of the kids have died this time around, so...
No.
That's
I think it needs to be the rabbit lusser so we can go, Michael, don't leave me here, Michael.
Rabbit Lusus and... Oh, you know what would be interesting?
And Ringo Starr from Earth.
No.
Already done.
No, we've done that. That's what his Rabbit Lusus sounds like. But, you know what would be interesting?
What?
Second thing he prototypes is a worn-down video recording of post-scratch Xander.
Ooh. Like one of his, like, sort of tutorial videos.
Oh, I'm thinking like a public address type thing.
Ah, right, okay.
Like,
How to train your kids.
Like, I'm talking Xander at his post-scratch Xander at his most political figure, effectively. Like, a little bit after Neiman's Rebellion. So this one, I'm just gonna name the sprites real quick. This one, I'll call this. I'll name the final prototyping of them. Final.
Yeah. Hello.
So here we got Overseer sprite. Here we got June. What would August's sprite be referred to as? After the second prototyping. Sorry? After the second prototyping, what would August's sprite be referred to as? We're just doing the final names of them.
So...
Recuperatop?
Recuperatop, yeah. Retop sounds weird.
Recuperatop sprite. Persivs would just have the name of the member of the Order of the Sun that died, so... Arthur, hit me with a 6-letter name of
Tristan.
of some kind. Tristan.
No A, it's just T-R-I-S.
Tristan sprite. Tristan. Xmears. Would just be. Just be glove sprite. It's just the glove. Lewis's.
Frostgus. Because it's Frongus, but also in a block of ice, so Frostgus.
Froskus sprite. That's a hard name to say quickly.
It'd be the net, yeah. So this one would be the bar patron who died.
The bar patron's name. June, give me a 6-letter name for the bar patron.
Well, like I said, Edward Norton is a valid troll name.
Norton sprite.
Norton sprite.
But you can make it like
it's
a bit more
it's
trolly.
It's actually Norton antivirus. It's the guy
It could be-
called Norton.
It could be Norton, like T-U-N.
Norton.
Oh, okay.
Norton.
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 Norton sprite. Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Hello, it's me, Edward Norton. That's how it sounds.
Okay. This one
first rule of
already
Clown Club.
Spry already said.
The first rule of Clown Club. Go back to the Clown Club.
Go back to the club.
It's Amazonian clown.
Amazonian clown. Anyway, so we got Moth Mannequin Sprite, and then... Okay, right. Now, June. Give me a weird fucked up fused name. It would just be... Auto... And then the fused name. Give me 2 6-letter names, and mash them together real bad. Just give me two 6-letter names then, and we'll mash them together.
No, I'm trying to think of the two names. That's the issue.
All right. Somebody else think of one of them, and we'll just
Morgan.
Morgan, and then Mason, Arthur.
Stanley.
Kubrick, I don't know.
Auto Mowgli Sprite.
Mowgli. Auto Mowgli. That's
Also Mowgli Sprite. Because it's a mashed together name. This doesn't have to follow the 6-letter formula.
Yeah.
Auto Mowgli Sprite. Alright. So we've got Overseer Sprite back up here.
Auto Mowgli.
Or Morley. Auto Morley.
Mog. Mogging.
Okay, so what's his land? What's Michael's land? Because this is the last thing we gotta do for today. This and describe it, of course.
Yeah.
And then add anything else we think would be funny to add in general section.
Yeah.
Or anywhere. Land for Michael. I will say as well, with the post-scratch Xander one, he doesn't act like pre-scratch Xander. He's not like a proud dad about this. He's like, you disgust me. You're harboring a fuchsia. You are scum to me. You are less
I'm
than
going
dirt.
to kill you, and then
Kill you again.
You only live right now because I am not allowed to kill you. You are everything I despise about the world that used to be. Kind of thing.
God damn.
I
He's kind of a
fixed
dick.
this and you are ruining it. You are undoing everything good I have ever done in my life.
You are my 13th reason.
Were I the real Xander, I would kill myself the moment I learned the thing you were doing. Shortly after killing you. Like, it is pure just like... Vitriol barely describes it. It is just outright hatred.
Hate.
And it's
Let
a
me
level...
tell you.
It's a level of hatred that you have to say with, like, some phlegm in that H. It's hatred!
One could say that he hates everything about him.
For real! Anyway, land. What's his land like? What's his land?
Trying to think of what would be good for Xander.
What? Well,
Michael.
We've already got Xander's
Oh, sorry,
land.
no,
His land of
Michael.
cats and
Michael,
turtles.
sorry, Michael.
Michael! Don't leave me here, Michael!
Land of abandoning and... Well, no, fair enough. That would actually... I jest, but, that would be a challenge for Michael, like, learning to let go.
Well, no, that's the thing. He doesn't really care about his wards on, like, they're my children level. It's more like a school teacher kind of situation. Where it's like, yeah, I have to take care of you, but on a personal level, I don't necessarily care about you. You know?
He is what they grow beyond. That is the burden of all masters.
Except it's not like it's not like one of those really good school teachers where it's like, no, you do actually care about these students and you do. No, more like a very overworked late primary school level teacher where it's just, oh, I can't wait for you lot to be gone. Oh,
He's
my
ready
God,
to wheel out the CRT
please.
and put B-movie in.
I need a paycheck. Isogus is really the only exception. Because my reasoning is basically Michael went, Yeah, we're like kindred spirits. I'm gonna make sure you're doing okay. I actually understand you on some base level and give a shit.
Isogus.
And then 5 seconds
Take a
later,
walk with me.
yeah, and then 5 seconds later, it's like, Takis, get off the lampshade! Again!
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Don't touch that lever! Ah! Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
Ah! Anyway, so Land of
Still my favourite from any of the, from Sonic Adventure.
yeah.
Ah!
Ah! Anyway. Me when my best friend / younger brother figure is in a potentially fatal plane crash. Ah!
Did someone say plane crash?
Yes.
Boy, do I have
Anyways.
the guy for you guys to meet. Hi, Joseph Joestar.
So,
I, Joseph
Right.
Joestar, have been in many situations like this.
okay, right, Land of Loss, because letting go isn't really something Michael
Yeah.
struggles with necessarily. Like, I think over the course of being in the game, Michael is going to get a bit of a stronger bond with his wards, but that's not going to be like the challenge of the land. It's just
No.
going to be a natural consequence of, yeah, no, we're working together on a thing. And I think he would also learn to understand Takis a bit more, a bit faster than the others on account of both knights, but still not necessarily enjoy his rampant buffoonery. He still doesn't enjoy that. He just gets why he's doing it.
Yeah.
What if it's a Land of Hope and Hearth? Something simple. Where it's just something that's not something he's super
incredibly
used
similar
to.
to Nemena's thing.
Oh, what was that? Something
and
in
Hades.
Hell.
Hearth and
Hearth and
Hades.
Hell.
Hearth and
Hearth
Hades.
and
Hearth and
Hades.
Hades.
Okay, we've already used that one. But you could have like Open Home, something like that, where it's like a simple one, where it's like, this is something that he's not super used to. He's a rage guy, but it's not going to be like the biggest challenge for him. The more important part about it is the wrangling the wards.
Ward wrangling.
I think Land of Haven is like a safe haven type of thing. And I think, I don't want to go with Lohar again, because same acronym. But,
Trust.
Snakes. Just fuck it.
Lohas.
Land of snakes and haven.
Haven and snakes. Because
Haven and
second
snakes.
Land of Haven and Serpents.
Serpents.
It's like, fuck it, there's lots of snakes here.
There's just snakes.
Yeah.
Persive messages, Michael. So how are things going? Michael, there's just snakes. There's just so many snakes. Michael gets far enough into his land and meets this guy.
No!
Kept you waiting.
Kept you waiting.
No, Venom Snake shows up and just, no, that is not Solid Snake!
No, it's not Solid Snake.
That is not! Anyway.
No snakes. They're too solid.
did I forget to mention all the fucking snakes? Question mark.
I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Throwing
Except this
snakes
time
into
it's
the sea.
plain as in like it's like a
Plane of existence.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
plane.
plane of existence. I'm sick of these snakes in my reality. But yes,
Sick of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking plane.
I do believe I've shown. I've shown every sprite. I do believe that is all of the details there. I'll just. Pardon me. Is there anything we want to add here in the general spot of just notes on how the entry period in general goes, or any other stuff that we want to add here before we wrap this up? Just any quick notes? Any funny things?
No, I think
I think everything's pretty solid.
I'll just
Yeah, I think that's good.
There we go. Now we've got everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that will be it for this episode of Writing Homestuck. Friends,
Hell yeah.
what do we think of this episode of Writing Homestuck? What do we think?
Brilliant.
It's lovely.
I
Yeah.
love doing this so much.
Hell yes. The oven is on. The hob is lit. It's time for some goddamn cooking. So, I'm very happy with how it went. Not next episode, because next episode, I'll just let you know, the B-side of Act 5, we're hopping back over to our old friends traveling through Paradox space on their way here. We'll see how that goes for them next time. But the episode after that, Act 6 A-side, we'll be back to this group and I will have for you those sprites and those environments to have a little gander at.
Yeah.
Hell yes. So, outro time, I suppose. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck, our main series, every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone. And we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things like, of course, this. But also Dicey Deeds, our tabletop role-playing game series. Mostly focusing on Lancer at the moment, mech tabletop RPG. But we do other things as well. I will make a note, I am still really looking forward to doing that Cyborg one. I really want to fuck up the Royal Rumble. There's many other things. There is many other things on the docket as well. Maybe even some D&D. Possibly not, though. Who knows? We might we might go with Pathfinder instead, sheerly out of spite. But yes, many other things other than just Lancer, but the Lancer is damn good. You can also catch Digginrimpa, another one, our Danganronpa parody board game improv comedy thing where these three play as one complete moron with murderous tendencies and drag around many other murderous tendencied buffoons with them to accomplish a goal of doing a weird, altered, and very silly version of the plot of Danganronpa another episode. Chapter 3 will be beginning soon. Don't worry, the thing will not happen. But the episodes will. And they will be, I hope, rather fun. Yeah. You can also follow me on Tumblr and on Blue Sky, where, if you're seeing this, I will have posted those character sprites that I showed you earlier. So you can have a more detailed look at them. Use them in something if you want. I don't know. You can also send me DMs, send me asks, send me whatever you so choose. YouTube does sometimes eat your comments. It's deeply frustrating for both you and me when it happens. So if it does, you can send it to me on those places. Or, again, anything else you want. You can also follow June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and on Instagram, June.
Yeah, you can follow me on those places. I do things sometimes. Depends. Haha.
Eehoo. Haha. And you can also follow Arthur on Twitch. Arthur?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/PENNEDRAIG, that's Pendraig. I'm currently streaming Omori, having a lot of fun with that game. It's a silly little fun little thing. It's just a chill, relaxed sort of time where I'm just playing through fun little games, and at some point I'll be playing some of the Dark Soulses and things like that. Where I do silly voices. Just chill out, relax, and chat. So please feel free to join me.
Yes.
It's at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. No, sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then 2 p.m. if you live in New York, that time zone of America. And it's from anywhere till, well, it's roughly, I stream from anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. It's a bit tired. But,
And did you mention you do it on Sundays?
yes, Sundays. I haven't been able to do it all of April because I've been very busy, but I will be streaming tomorrow evening.
Hell
This was
yes.
Recorded in May.
Hell yes. And Mason, do you have anything you wish to say at the end of this here episode of Writing Homestuck?
Only to say thank you all so much for watching. We love making these. We love making everything we do, and we hope you enjoy watching it. And yeah, it's so great to be getting started on the journey
Back
of
in
the
fucking
post-scratch gang.
kitchen, baby.
Yeah, and yeah, keep an eye out for more stuff in the future.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see
Bye.
you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.